Hello, boys and girls. Mrs. Sadowski here again with you to do a little bit more of Hercules Quest in our benchmark. And today we're going to be focusing on context clues. And typically when we do a context clues lesson, we're looking at vocabulary specifically used in the story. And usually we're looking for a very, very specific word in the text, and then we try to figure out what that word means in the text. For example, if I wanted to look at the word, let's just say accomplished. I just happen to pick it. It's kind of a larger word. Okay. And so if we were trying to figure out accomplished, we would say, when this was safely accomplished, the first thing that the giant did was to stretch himself. When something was accomplished, what do we think that means based on the clues around it? And we go, accomplished, it probably means like once it was done, once it was finished, once it had happened. And that would be like what we think our meaning is. And then we could go look it up in a dictionary and sure enough, see what it means. And that's usually what we've been doing. Today, we're going to be doing something similar, but slightly different. You see, in mythology, they often use a thing called allusions. And I'm not talking about allusions that like magicians would use. I'm talking about literary allusions. For example, for those of you who have heard of Harry Potter, even if you haven't read the books, you've heard Harry Potter, okay? And if I said, that was very Potter-like, some people would realize I'm talking about, it's like maybe something magical, maybe something to do with the Harry Potter movies, okay? If you're a big fan of the books, The Hobbits, and I say, that behavior was very hobbity, I'm referring to acting like a little hobbit, right? Something very similar to that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some vocabulary that's very specific to mythology and things used in mythology. And I'm going to guide you through part of this lesson. And I'm actually, as you're watching, you're going to see me actually working on the document that you're going to be using and completing. And the reason I'm doing this is, like I said, this is very different. When I was looking over this lesson, I realized it's not as straightforward as the other ones. So the lesson page that you have, and I'm going to kind of go back and forth between the two. The lesson page in your assignment today looks like this. And it's very similar to a context clues chart. You'll see it says there is a link to your text. So you literally can click on this link and it should take you to the text. Okay, Mr. Ford worked really hard on pulling these up. You just log in with Google, log in with Clever, whichever way you choose to go. Oh, look, there I am. And it will bring you, I was hoping it'd go a little faster than this, but it will bring you to the book slowly but surely. And because I'm a teacher, it'll ask me if I want to customize. So you can get to the book, you can flip through the pages, you can find the text, okay? So that part's not a problem. So you've got the link there. So that's why you don't see it over here to the side. You have 3 words on here, and the words are Herculean, Titanic, and Olympian. And if you search through that text, you're not going to find these 3 words. I know because I tried looking for them, because that's what teachers do. We often will look at the assignment we're giving you, and we'll go through the text and see, how hard is this for the students? So if you read the directions say an allusion is when you reference something else indirectly. Oftentimes, myths will have mythological allusions, which are words that allude or refer to other myths. Use context clues to help you figure out the meanings of these words. So these words, again, are not in this text, but I'm going to help you find the words, or at least words that are similar, and we're going to pull up the context clues. So when you see this word Herculean, and you think about the story we just read, Hercules Quest, what comes to mind when I say Herculean? That was very Herculean. He did that in a Herculean way. Are you thinking Hercules? Yeah, that's where it comes from. So in these boxes, I love when it says type here, and I am going to go ahead and type rather than just print today. I'm actually grabbing my keyboard down, all kinds of things in front of me. And I'm going to, see if I can find where it says this in the text. Now, you're like, the text, what? Well, I happen to have the text here, the one that I like to write on. And when I look in this text and I go through and I first see Hercules' name, and I'm going to do these words in blue today. And it first tells us about Hercules up here in the information about the excerpt before we even read. And they say that he is a demigod. They say he's the son of the Roman god Jupiter. And they say that Hercules is known for his incredible strength and courage. Okay, so that tells me a little about Hercules. And then in the story, in paragraph 5, it says that Hercules was a remarkably strong man. Okay, so twice now I'm seeing this whole concept of strength come up with him. And if you asked any normal human to go hold up an entire sky, not like we could, we know it's full of gases and things, you can't actually touch the sky. But in, for purposes of mythology, we can see that, this has something to do with strength. So when I look in our benchmark and it says the context clues, I'm actually going to pull out, and I'm going to put it in quotes, known for his incredible strength and courage. I'm also going to put the one that says, oops, I should put it in quotes. Hercules was a remarkably strong man. And so when I click off of those, you're going to be like, Miss Stowski, that got awfully close to the line. Yes, it did, but I made it fit. Okay, beautiful thing about typing. So those are the context clues. That's why they're in the quotes. And that's the part that's going to help me figure out Herculean. Now, was the word Herculean in there? No. But the clues to help me figure out what Herculean means are there. So Hercules is this guy. He's known for his strength and his courage. He was a remarkably strong man. So if somebody is Herculean, what would that mean? So thinking about those context clues, thinking about, what could that mean to be? Whoops, I don't want to move the box, do I? You guys ever have that problem when you're trying to type in there and accidentally move the box? So what would that mean to be Herculean? Known for his incredible strength. I think it means strong and brave. Maybe strong and courageous. Something like that. I think it has to do with your strength and your bravery based on these context clues. Now, the only way to really find out for sure is to look up the word. So if you have an actual dictionary at home, this is where you would say, okay, great, I'm going to go look it up in a dictionary. If you don't have a dictionary at home, this is where you click on your screen and you say, okay, I've got a new tab, and you type in there the word Herculean, and we do our search, and I want Herculean by Merriam-Webster. Let's go with that. Definition of Herculean. It says, of or relating to or characteristic of Hercules. So something like Hercules. This says of extraordinary power, extent, intensity, or difficulty. Like Herculean tasks. Things are big, strong. Herculean proportions, bigger than life. Interesting. So that's what this dictionary has. Here are some synonyms for it. Challenging, difficult, effortful, formidable, grueling. Look at all these things. I don't know if this quite goes with my thing here. So I'm going to go and look at another dictionary. So that was one. I'm going to go to definition of Herculean by the Free Dictionary. Let's see what this one says. Herculean. This says often Herculean, of unusual size, power, or difficulty, of or relating to Hercules, resembling Hercules. We were talking about in myths how they have this illusion because it refers to something. So if we're referring to Hercules, let's look down here, Herculean, requiring tremendous effort, strength, etc., like a Herculean task, or resembling Hercules in strength, courage, etc. Since we're using it as a reference, with this illusion thing, we're going to go with this one with resembling Hercules in strength and courage. So I'm going to actually see if my cursor will let me. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy. And I'm going to go back to my benchmark assignment where I'm supposed to put my answer. And I'm going to paste it on in. Now, obviously, it's really tiny right now, isn't it? And it's in a totally different font. So no problem. I can make it larger. Get bigger. That looks like it's similar in size. And it's supposed to be blue. So there we go. Now it's blue. All right. So resembling Hercules in strength, courage. All right. And that goes along with what we were thinking. And it goes along with this. And it goes along with the fact that an allusion is when we are referencing or referring to something. In this case, we're referring to Hercules. Okay. We want to say something similar. So notice, this is different from our other skills that we've done before with context clues. So I've done this first one, Herculean, all the way through for you. I'm going to get you started on Titanic, and I'm going to get you started with Olympian, because I think, again, getting started can be a little bit tricky. So in Titanic, we're not talking about the ship that sank, right? We have to go back into the text, and we have to find where it's talking about that. So I'm just going to quickly go over to where I have the text already up. And I'm looking, and I'm going to use blue still because I'm still working on the same skill. And I did this search. I found Titanic. It's very similar to the word Titan. And right here it says Titans, a race of giants. Okay? So in the benchmark assignment, where it says Titanic, and again, I'm doing this because the actual words are not there, and I don't want you to get really frustrated trying to search online. So this is a race of giants, okay? That is what the text said for its context clue. Your job is based on the fact that a Titan, and maybe I should even include that too, Titans are a race of giants. So maybe just remember me saying that. What would Titanic mean if we're trying to refer to this, race of giants? What does that have to do with the meaning of the word Titanic? So you're going to come up with your own definition, and then you're going to look it up, do a little Google search, see what that word means. Or again, you can use a book dictionary too if you have one of those at home. Olympian, I'm also going to give you the context clues for, okay? And with Olympian, it's nowhere near the beginning. And when we look at the text, it's not first page. It doesn't show up in the middle. Doesn't show up here. It shows up finally at the very, very end. And it's not Olympian, but the word Olympus. So they're talking about how Hercules was the only mortal to ever sit with the gods on Mount Olympus. What in the world does that have to do with the meaning? So again, the context clue that you get to use is sit with gods on Mount Olympus. Okay? So Olympian has to do something with Olympus. Sit with gods on Mount Olympus. What does that have to do with Olympian? What do you think Olympian means? Okay. So you're going to do your guess. So again, you're guessing what does Titanic mean based on what you've seen. Guess what you think Olympian means based on what you've seen. And then you're actually going to search for the actual definition. And when you find it, like I said, you can copy and paste it in, or if you want to, type it in yourself, that's fine. So we'll be looking to see, does this have anything to do with that? Were you even close? Okay, that's what we're looking for here. Then with the actual definitions, based on what you've done so far, you should be able to find a definition that really does work for these words. Again, thinking about how they refer to something in mythology. At the bottom, it says in modern usage, the word Herculean refers to, and you're going to look at these choices. It could be a mythological hero. It's someone who outsmarts another person. Someone who has to perform tasks to atone for the wrong actions. Atone means to say you're sorry. Or is it something or someone with great strength or power? So you're going to drag this little circle to wherever, you decide you want that answer choice. Okay? And that's it, boys and girls. That is your task for today. Good luck.